My name is Patrick Jones, and I'm a writer. And I'd just like to share my story. It started a few years ago with two quotes and a poem. The two quotes I'd like to share with you. I'm always worried that if a feminist walks in at the back of an auditorium when I'm reading these two quotes, I could face a bit of a battering. You may understand that when I read these quotes. This first one comes from 1 Corinthians 11. 11 says, "For a man ought not to have his head veiled, since he is the image and reflection of God. But woman is the reflection of man. Indeed, man was not made from woman, but woman from man." And the second one is from the Hadith, so like the B-sides of the Quran, that is. The Hadith, verse 2. It's nice to get a bit of a laugh now and again. Thank you. I never usually get that. I usually get stony faces. Thank you. Anyway, says about the virgins of paradise, which of course the men will get when they get there. They say, "She is of white colour and free from the routine physical disabilities of ordinary women, such as menstruation, menopause, urinal and offal discharge, childbearing, and the related pollution." Made me to write this poem called Hymn. "You cover my face with burqa so unnatural. I am so ugly in your eyes, or is it that my vision is so clitoral? You use my holes to cleanse your souls. You paint my image as your icon of immaculation. You force the feminine into your crucifixion. An olive branch drowned in thalidomide. They said it would make the sickness go away. So for the Pope and for the Imam, all I preach is deicide. And just like Mary Magdalene, I fucked Jesus. Just like Mary Magdalene, I have been deemed useless. And I shall drift to dust all around within. As you slit my wrist with rosary beads, you blind my eyes with testosterone veil, you turn the other cheek as you leave your seed. You stone me for falling in love to please your fucking God above. You go to bed with jihad so young. You fasten my vulva with Catholic tongue. You decapitate me while I kneel, as all my sisters bow like cult seals. And just like Mary Magdalene, I fucked Jesus. And just like Mary Magdalene, I shall be in each of us. I shall be in each of us. And I read that because that caused a bit of a fallout with a group called the Christian Voice, who forced Waterstones to cancel the launch of my book, which I was very proud of. I was a bit scared of getting this book out because I shared my anti-religion poems, but I wasn't scared of that. I was more scared about sharing my relationship of 7 years with a woman who basically destroyed me and was violent towards me. And I was very frightened of being a male sharing those poems. No one ever mentioned those. They came across these poems, and Christian Voice forced Waterstones to cancel my reading. And the fallout from that was more scary. It was people like Trish Law, Nick Bourne. Nick Bourne actually said I should be arrested for inciting racial hatred. Racial hatred. I was followed around by someone called Stephen Green, who is a bit of a nutter, but he had a lot of followers who tried to cancel a reading tour when I went to Llanhilleth, of all places. They were outside saying that I shouldn't share my anti-religious views, and I was blasphemous. So my point is, I think where religion should not be ring-fenced. I am not an Islamophobic person. If I criticize Islam, I think Islam deserves to be criticized. I think Judaism deserves to be criticized, just as conservatism deserves to be criticized. And we should have the freedom to that within the realms of the law, I suppose. I draw the line at the law. I think there's a freedom of expression, and I think there's a responsibility of expression that artists should have. And my responsibility was to attack those two quotes, which I find offensive. And I didn't call for any killing or murders. I just merely expressed my view for that. So that's all I've got to say, really. Thank you very much.